Hey, thanks for joining the channel. Today we are looking at our approach on water delivery systems, aka water wagons. So stay with us. We're going to go into our approach.
Hi, this is Tim and Doyle. Welcome to Midwest Hunting and Outdoors by Two Dumbasses,
a podcast about the outdoors, hunting, and
being a steward of the land.
Hey, welcome to Midwest Hunting and Outdoors by Two Dumbasses. Tim, we've been talking about building these water wagons for some time, and by gosh, today we got them built. So two different approaches, kind of independent. We talked about it, but similar results, but kind of two different avenues to get there.
well, and really, I mean, it was your idea initially, your kind of brainchild, and it wasn't that I wasn't on board. I didn't see the need, and the more you talked about it or spoke about it, the more it got my mind really kind of thinking about what would I do with a water wagon. And you got me over the hump, and and today, like we said, we finished up. I ended up going a different route. Doesn't mean it was better, just different.
Yeah. Let's give our viewers a little bit of background. So, folks, what we're talking about here is about a year-ish ago, we purchased these plastic IBCs. I'm sure most folks have seen them. You know, we'll include pictures here, but they're pallet-sized plastic totes, and they usually have an aluminum frame on them. And what they're used for in manufacturing is to hold liquid ingredients of some kind. So obviously, when those ingredients are used up, then unless they're caustic or something like that, you can reuse them somehow. So we purchased these, like I said, about a year plus ago, and they were used for soap or sanitizer, if I remember right. And so just wash them out and you're good to go. The intent and how we use them is we would fill them a portion of water. Now ours hold about 320 gallons, if I remember right.
Yep.
I don't think your tractor and my tractor would hold that. I'm not sure. I know mine won't. So I never go above 100 gallon or 120 gallon. And I've been forking them and then moving them out. And you've seen.
Now, when you say holding them, we were talking about lifting them with our forks on the front end instead of an end loader, using forks to lift them up. And I would say neither of our tractor can lift, 3,200 pounds.
Yeah, when they're full, they're going to be, 225 to 3,000 pounds. So again, I don't know about your tractor, but mine, which led us to this idea of the water wagon, because even at 100 to 120 gallons, my forklifts on my tractor, I could lift it up, but the curling on it over time would go down, and I'd have to stop, set it down, lift it up again, and recurl it. And I've got hills and whatnot that I've go down. Tippy canoe for sure. And see the episode on the buck pond. I used this on the buck pond, so there's some real legit video footage of how I used it. Could have I continued to do that? I certainly could have, but the opportunity came to us that say, hey, what if we could put these on a wagon and we could pull it behind our tractors, UTVs, ATVs, etc. Man, wouldn't that be the cat's meow?
Yep.
So that's kind of led us to this point. So anyway, we're getting a little long-winded on that, but that's the background of the IBCs that we're using to haul water on. Now I've used it quite a little bit to water some trees on the property, and then my buck ponds for sure. Have you used them?
So I did the same thing that you did with regard to put them on the top of my forks, fill my buck pond, water trees, etc. My wife and I obviously split duties, but when you're going and watering trees, unless it's me, my wife doesn't really use my tractor too much, so it's a two-person job unless I do it, and then it's a matter of me getting up, getting down off the tractor, and there'll still be an element of that. But the nice thing about that is hey, instead of using your tractor climbing up and climbing down, we now pull these things with our ATVs, right, or small tractors, and hey, you're not climbing up, climbing down, which is ergonomically over time is not super healthy. We're not getting any younger. My wife can now hook this up to an ATV. She can do it by herself if she wants to. And I think it's just we can get into a lot more spaces, and it's easily a lot more mobile.
Yeah, I think safer. For personally, I think it's way safer. But Tim, what do you think? Let's give our audience a view of how we approached these water wagons, and we'll come back and put some closure to this episode.
That sounds great.
Cool.
Here's my approach to a build for our water wagon. Joel first came up with the idea talking about building a water wagon for watering trees, whatever, and it got me thinking, and I decided to go down that same approach. And so I watch Facebook Marketplace on a pretty regular basis, and what I did was I found some guy selling a trailer that was basically for an old sprayer, and he wanted $50 for it. I had to put new tires on it, so put some used tires on here at a pretty economical expense, and voila. So now I had the base for my water wagon. And in this episode, what we're going to be doing is taking you through what we're going to do. A little bit about how I'm going to use this is my intention is we plant lots of trees with lots of 20-gallon bags around those trunks of those trees. I'll share with you a little later. And this is going to make it a lot easier just to make sure that those trees, those bags are staying filled, and because you can't get hose to reach to all those places. And so we're going to use this to help water, and I've got a couple other ideas on how I think we might be able to use this water wagon, and we'll talk about that later. Three ratchet straps on here. This turned out better than I had hoped. I got two on the side, one on here. Again, this thing just fits just perfect. A couple more things I'm going to do to this, just as a heads up, is I'm going to put a hose reel clamp here, and to put like a small watering hose on here, and then this is a fine spigot. A very fine spigot on here, and so you can go on Amazon. We'll include those later. You can go and buy these IBC accessories, and it has like a water hose attachment. So be very simple then for my wife to take this wagon wherever she wants, turn the spigot on, and wait, and away she goes. Another thing that I am contemplating is trying to come up with, we've had so many droughts lately for where we live, is to try to figure out how to augment this into a pseudo sprinkling system. And what I'm thinking is some sort of a PVC pipe attachment here out the back, and letting gravity feed and water like my brassicas or something like that for a fall food plot. More to come on that. I've got to put some more thought around what that looks like, but that's where I'm headed.
Hey, thanks for joining the channel. In this episode, Tim and I are going to show you two different approaches to making a water wagon for your farm or your setup. So we're going to take these two tires, this axle that my brother modified, and some beams, wooden beams, and we're going to convert it into this. Okay, this is what I'm going build the frame with. It's old 4x6 signpost timber, so it's been treated, but it's long past due. But there's a lot of good wood in here, and I think it'll last a long time. So I'm going to try to get my 2 horizontal beams at about 52 inches. That gives me 2 inches of play. If the pallet is 48 inches long, it gives me 2 inches to play with on each end. So about 52 inches is what I'm going to start with, and I can modify from there. So let me get out my steel precision circular saw here, and we'll cut these to length. And an IBC, and now I'm super happy about being able to put this behind the tractor and haul my water to my trees and fill my buck pond. So super excited about that. So now you've seen 2 approaches. Again, I think we ended up in the same place, just kind of 2. Yours was kind of pre-made, and I had to make mine. But I really think, we ended up in the same place. I would tell you, I've already used mine at least 3 times, and one of those times was to, down a steep hill to get to my hunting blind where I have my buck pond, which to me is the test. And it worked flawlessly. No slippage on the straps. It's secure. Way better approach than if I was forking it and going down the hill. I typically would go backwards just to be extra safe on it. So I'm happy with mine. Again, I'm just going to monitor the straps as we move forward. But I think it's an added piece of equipment that I'm really going to enjoy.
Excellent. So with regards to mine, I haven't yet used it. We finished it up today, actually. And I'm pretty excited about it. I've got some, you, again, just reiterating, this was your idea, and got the motors rolling for me. The one thing I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to put a spigot on the spigot that's basically hose compatible. You can get these off Amazon. They're 12, 13 bucks. Just know whether it's coarse or fine thread. I seem to have a tough time with that.
You're going to have to buy. Pretty soon you're going to have enough of both, so you'll be fine.
So, but the nice thing about that is, so then I'm just going to leave it on all the time, and then this becomes my spigot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang a hose reel on the side, and what that's going to do then is I'll be able to use that hose and drag it versus continuing to drive it anywhere I want. And I'm only talking about a 6-8 foot hose. And then lastly, the other thing I'm thinking about, and I mentioned this earlier, is I think now that we have a portable wagon, it starts to open up other possibilities that we can look at for solutions that it can do for us. And whether it works for us or not, we'll find out. But maybe even trying to create like a portable sprinkler system.
Yeah, so I think you'll see these water wagons in future episodes in conjunction with some other topics we're going to be working on, because I think they're really going to get used a lot. I think we're going to use them a lot. But anything, Tim, that we missed or we want to cover before we?
No, we have a lot of exciting topics coming up in the future episodes. We appreciate your support and continue to subscribe to our channel if you like what we're doing. Give us a like, and that really helps us.
Yeah. Until next time, be safe, have fun, and get outdoors.
Thanks for listening or watching our show. We have some exciting topics and guests coming up.
We ask that you subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
We look forward to hearing your suggestions for topics.
Questions and comments. This is Two Dumbasses signing off. Until next time,
Be safe,
have fun, and get outdoors.